A warm welcome to all of you to Social Buzz e-learning podcast with me, Ambut Saxena, your friend, philosopher, guide, and one who helps you keep you updated about the latest digital marketing trends for your business as well as your personal brand. Today in this episode, we shall be doing a book reading with you. The book is titled Success Secrets of the Online Marketing Superstars, authored by Mitch Meyerson and published by Entrepreneur Press. This is an interesting compilation of success stories, and I'm sure that the book reading and the chapter reading will fill you up with a lot of marketing insights and will help you give you a lot of lessons on how to grow your online business. So let's get started. In today's episode, we shall do a chapter reading of a chapter titled Creating Your Social Media Strategy by Kim Gast. In this chapter, you shall discover why social media, what is a social media strategy and why do you need one, how Zappos is using a social media strategy to crush the competition, key points to consider before building a social media strategy, building a social media strategy, analytics, monitoring and reporting, plus planned adjustments. About the author of the chapter is an award-winning, internationally recognized founder and CEO of Boom Social, a leading social media marketing firm headquartered in Tampa, Florida. Kim Gast built her company around helping business owners harness the power of social media as a major component of their overall marketing plans. As a master strategist, Kim's advice and counsel is sought by everybody from solo entrepreneurs to major corporations alike. For more information, visit www.kimgast.com. Over the past couple of years, social media has matured from a novelty with little practical business application into a recognized business driver. With increased competition in the space and new social media sites, tools, ranking algorithms, and advertising channels appearing almost daily, it is more important than ever to envision, build, and follow a sound social media strategy that efficiently targets, reaches, engages, and even converts your audience into community members, brand apostles, and customers. Why social media? Many business owners assume they have a solid grasp of the uses and benefits of social media for their business. They understand that their target market is using social media and that they need to interact with customers by providing valuable content and engaging in meaningful dialogue. However, many business owners don't fully understand how to harness the power of social media to help them meet their specific business goals. There are a number of very real benefits to using social media for business, including reputation monitoring and management, branding, building customer loyalty, SEO benefits, and website referral traffic. Why social media? Because it is highly likely that your target market is spending a good deal of time there. In fact, recent research indicates that 73% of all internet users are now actively using social media. Think about it. Approximately 7 out of 10 members of your target market are on social media. This means that if you are relying on outdated methods of marketing to reach this market, you are likely to be sorely disappointed with the results. So how do you use social media in a way that is strategic and is able to reach this market and achieve your marketing goals? It will be helpful here to look at exactly what a social media strategy is and why you need one for your business. What is the social media strategy? A basic social media strategy will be a clear articulation of your goals in using social media and practical applications of these goals. It will typically include an overview of the sites you will be using, Facebook, Twitter, etc., a content generation plan, a growth or promotion plan, a conversion strategy, that is, once we get people to our site, how will we turn them into paying customers? We'll cover each of these in detail later in this chapter. Why do you need a social media strategy? Using social media for business without a strategy is kind of like getting in a car and driving without a clear destination in mind. How will you know when you arrived? A social media strategy is simply a tactical plan for how a business will use social media to achieve its goals, how social fits into their overall marketing plan, and how they will know when they've arrived. In other words, how will they measure the effectiveness of their strategy. Without a strategy in place, you risk spending a whole lot of time and money on social media without reaping all of the potential rewards. A well planned social media strategy gives you a roadmap to follow and keeps you focused on the specific outcomes of your efforts. How does social media marketing fit within a company's overall marketing plan? Well, the good news is that in some ways, social media marketing is simply using new tools and strategies to accomplish the same objectives. For instance, some of your high level marketing goals or objectives may be to increase brand awareness or improve customer satisfaction. You can then drill down and pinpoint specific goals that will help you achieve your overall goals. Some examples of specific goals may be to increase page views by 10% this quarter, to generate 10 new leads this month, to grow market share by 5% this year, to increase the website conversion rate to 5%. A social media marketing strategy then looks at how you can use social media to achieve these objectives. In other words, social media works best when it's part of a bigger package. It doesn't replace your current marketing strategy, but is rather one component of the bigger picture. It represents an important opportunity to meet your business goals through new and more engaging channels. How Zappos is using a social media strategy to crush competition. Online retailer Zappos.com has made its mark not only by having the best selection of shoes, but through excelling at customer service and thereby creating reams of passionate brand advocates. They obviously have a clear understanding of what their customers are looking for and how they can use social media to help achieve their goals. Their social media efforts are implemented in a consistent manner across platforms and are congruent with their goal of being a leader in customer service. Answering questions and concerns promptly on Facebook, using Twitter to show the human side of their employees, and strategically promoting content across platforms are just a few of the elements of their social media strategy. Another key aspect of their strategy is encouraging customers to share their recent orders on social media. Customers who are excited about a recent purchase are often happy to share the good news with friends. So having a share your order on Facebook, Twitter and Pinterest call to action helped to increase social shares. Zappos took a step further, however, and decided to revisit this portion of their strategy by simply changing the wording to "Love your order, share it." Social sharing increased by 7%. This is a great example of how a solid social media strategy can help businesses achieve their overall marketing goals. And it's also a good reminder of how revisiting and adjusting the strategy as needed can have a big impact on the outcomes. Key points to consider before building a social media strategy. Before you jump in and begin creating your strategy, it's imperative that you take a careful look at the many factors that will influence, affect, and limit your plan. Failing to consider these factors may influence not only the effectiveness of your strategy, but have the potential to completely undermine it. Following are the 5 foundational factors to consider prior to creating your social media strategy. First, budgeting. While social media is often touted as a low-cost alternative to expensive traditional marketing methods, don't be fooled into thinking it's free. There are many potential costs that may be overlooked at the outset, so it's important to build these into your strategy. Some costs that should be considered include content creation costs. If you won't be doing it by yourself, this may include hiring a writer for your blog or social media updates. Next, graphic design costs for your blog or social media images. Next, social media consulting costs. Next, cost of hiring a social media manager if needed. Next, the cost of video, slideshow or podcast creation. And finally, the opportunity costs. Keep in mind that these costs will be varying depending upon whether you are doing a social in-house or outsourcing. If you're doing social in-house, be sure to include the cost of training, salary and benefits. Next, point number 2, education. Before you create your strategy, it is important to take a step back and quantify the education skills and competencies of yourself and your staff when it comes to social media. Do you know what you need to know? What are your potential blind spots when it comes to social media? Are you and/or your staff trained and educated in social media best practices? If you have identified lapses in your social media knowledge, how can you remedy this? What training or education do you need to get up to par? Could an intern be useful as part of your social media team? Third point, allocation of work. Simply put, why build what you can't support? Prior to setting a strategy in place, it's important to know that you know whether or not you have the resources and personnel to implement it. Without a clearly defined person or team who will be responsible for a day-to-day social media effort, the plan you worked so hard on is unlikely to work. Some important questions you will need to answer include the following. First, who will respond to questions and concerns on social media? Next, who is ultimately responsible for your overall social media efforts? Third, who will monitor your social media conversations taking place about your brand? Fourth, can you spare the resources that will be needed? Next, is your staff or team on board with and supportive of your social media strategy? If you'll be the one to manage and implement your entire strategy, you can of course skip this step. However, if you have one or more staff members who will be responsible for in any capacity for your social media, ensure you have clear guidelines and expectations in place for how the work will be allocated and where responsibility will lie. Next point, ideal client analysis. A key factor in creating an effective social media strategy is having a solid understanding of who your ideal client is. Without this basic knowledge, it will be difficult, if not impossible, to find and connect with them on social media. In preparation of your strategy, be sure to identify the following. Who is your ideal client? What demographic are you going after? On which social networking sites are they most likely to be active? What are their interests, needs, and pain points? How do they want to interact with me on social media? If you have never taken the time to formally identify your ideal customer or client, there's no better time than now. This is a foundational part of any marketing plan, not just for your social media strategy. Next point, competition. Finally, it's important to understand what your competitors are doing on social media. Through some simple competitive analysis, you will be able to find out what your competitors are doing well on social media and what you can replicate, as well as where are they falling short and what you can do better. Armed with this knowledge, you have the ability to, at the least, even the playing field. At best, you can differentiate yourself by exceeding your customers' expectations and by setting yourself apart from your competitors. Next, building a social media strategy. Now that you've covered the foundational factors that will influence your strategy, it's time to dive in and start creating your social media marketing plan. What are the basic plan components? A picture really is worth 1,000 words. The diagram is a graphical representation of my actual social media platform, along with the key sites I use and how everything feeds is related to. Social media site selection. With so many social networks and the new ones emerging nearly every week, it's important that you determine which ones will work best for your business and niche. I encourage you to select a few sites where you will focus most of your efforts so you don't spread yourself too thin. To determine which sites you'll use, do some research on the demographics of each of the sites to see which ones your target demographic is using. For instance, if your ideal client is 30-something, college-educated female, you will likely want to be on Pinterest. If you're looking to connect with millennials, Instagram will likely to be a big part of your social media strategy. Turning a collection of social media sites into a platform. Using various social media sites as insular groups will be effective to some extent. However, having a clear plan for how you're going to use these various networks together is what will bring you optimal results. If you think of your various social profiles as part of a single platform, you'll be able to leverage your online presence in ways that simply aren't possible in any other way. Each of the channels you use will have a specific purpose and part of you or in your overall plan and will work together as one platform. This will ensure that your efforts are as streamlined as possible and that redundancies are avoided. Content generation plan. Once you have established which social networks you will be utilizing as part of your plan, it's time to lay out a plan for what types of content you will be creating. The specific questions you'll need to ask include: What specific types of content will we produce to help us meet our goals? How often will we create new content? What percentage of our content will be curated as opposed to created? Will we create different types of content for different segments of our audience? Who will be responsible for creating content? The more specific you can be at this stage, the better. Don't forget to articulate exactly who will be responsible for each aspect of your content generation. Content promotion plan, organic and paid. Once you have an understanding of what types of content you will be creating, it's time to consider how you will be promoting it. This may involve free methods such as simply posting to your social media accounts, or it may involve paid promotion via social ads. In either case, it's important to lay out a specific plan for how to get your content in front of the target market. Conversion strategy. The final piece of puzzle will be figuring out how to move your social media audience into your online marketing funnel. If your social media content keeps people interested and engaged, but they never end up at your website, you will never see most of the potentially monetary benefits or achieve the ROI you are hoping for. Some questions you may want to consider include: what page on our site will we send our social media traffic to? How will we capture the emails of those visitors once on our site? And finally, how will we turn these leads into sales? Analytics, monitoring, and reporting. A critical component of your social media strategy, but one that business owners often neglect, is gauging whether your efforts are achieving the results you're hoping and planning for. This will necessitate coming up with objective methods of monitoring and reporting the growth and effectiveness of your social media accounts. Each network has its own on-site analytics tools you can use. However, if you want to delve deeper into your analytics or measure and track your cross-platform performance, there are some great third-party tools you can use. Some of my favorites include Hootsuite, Simply Measured, Klout, and of course, Google Analytics. The specific metrics you will want to track vary between networks, so it would be helpful now to take a look at which analytics you'll need to pay attention to for each of the big three networks. Facebook. Facebook Insights is a great starting point for monitoring your important Facebook metrics. Using Insights as well as some of the third-party tools I mentioned above, you'll want to pay attention to overall page likes, net page likes, growth and decline included, organic and paid reach, overall engagement levels broken down into likes, comments and shares, per post engagement levels, quality and quantity of leads generated, website referral traffic from Facebook. Twitter. Metrics you will want to monitor carefully on Twitter include follower count and growth or decline, number of retweets, number of mentions, quality and quantity of leads generated, website referral traffic from Twitter. When you have decided which metrics you will be monitoring, it's important that you plan how often you will evaluate the results. Set up regular appointments to sit down with your social media staff or consultants to evaluate what's working and what's not. How to make decisions based on your results. While it's crucial to have a clear understanding of your social media results, it's equally important to know how these findings will impact your business decisions. Part of your social media strategy will be figuring out what actions you'll take based on your discoveries. For instance, seeing that your total number of Facebook fans is in decline is one thing, but what actions will you take to counteract this? Or seeing that your Klout score is going up can feel good, but how will your business and content marketing decisions be impacted by this knowledge? Keep in mind that your results should be helping you gauge whether you are meeting both your high-level goals and your specific goals. For instance, if your business goal is to improve customer satisfaction, you will want to find a way to measure positive sentiment of your brand. One way to specifically measure this could be to monitor and keep track record of brand mentions cross-platform. Some decisions that may be necessary as a result of your analytics monitoring may include creating different formats of content that your audience will prefer, promoting content more or less frequently, segmenting social media followers to ensure a better quality of referral traffic to your site, spending more time and money on the networks that are performing well, learning how to create content that increases engagement. Plan adjustments. chances are good that despite your best efforts, there will come a time when you'll need to make some adjustments to your social media strategy. If you reach a point where it becomes clear that what you're doing isn't just working, it's time to make some changes. It's important to know both when to revisit your strategy and what changes you need to make to get things working properly. Adjusting your plan shouldn't be seen as a sign of weakness, but should be celebrated as a sign of company that is flexible enough to keep up with emerging trends and discoveries. As mentioned earlier, set aside specific times when you will sit down to evaluate your strategy is working and whether any changes need to be made. Ensure that anyone who is involved with your social media efforts are included in these meetings to give input and to make sure everyone is on the same page. Conclusion. Now more than ever, businesses need to be intentional about how they are using social media and actively pursue strategies that help them reach their business goals. This is what will set them apart from the companies that use social media on the fly. Having a strong plan in place will ensure you are allocating your valuable resources, your time, money, and staff in ways that are helping you achieve the best possible return on investment. We are over with the chapter reading for the chapter titled Creating Your Social Media Strategy, and I hope that many of the points mentioned in the chapter are helpful for you to build a strong online presence on social media for your business or for your personal brand. This is Ambut Saxena from Social Buzz e-learning.